Hello, hi, I'm Patricia McNeely. I am a Blue Ray Twin Flame from Chicago, Illinois. How are you today? So today, we're on the other side of some of this energy, and let me tell you, it is energy. But it's not just energy. This is like when uh, things start floating to the top and they don't feel okay. Why is this? Well, you are in the post-eclipse aftermath, and this is many times what the lunar energy is going to feel like. It's going to feel like an aftermath going forward. Why would it feel like that? Well, a big part of the reason has to do with you addressing whatever needs to be addressed, paying attention particularly to your twin flame body, okay? Because you have one and it's connected to someone whether you like it or not. So people can go into not understanding it. That's one thing. If you don't understand it, I'm the person to see about this. If you, even if you're understanding it and there's things that are undesirable to you, it's actually time where you can address it and do something about it. So this is what I want to show you here, okay? This is a print from someone named Hildebrandt, and it is a part of the Marvel universe. Anyone really get into the Marvel universe, like the Avengers films, Iron Man, there's, the Marvel universe, and some people pick sides. Oh, I'm a part of this universe, I'm a part of that. These are all our stories being shown. And so what do you see here? This character is called Human Torch, but you have, when I first saw this, I was like, oh, that is the masculine coming in to connect fully and to be who he is. But who is he? Okay, a lot of people think it's just men. It's not just men. This is the higher masculine that is finally able to stop holding things in place. And so when you have this, you have the aftermath of what happens. It's like when something finally, someone's holding and holding and holding and holding and holding and holding, and they can finally let go. That is something to be grateful for. And this is a part of the reason why is because I hold a large amount of masculine energy. It's really hard to keep going when people do a lot of bashing about that, about people aren't doing something. I do a lot. So do a lot of other people that I know and I'm aware of, and we should be grateful. But this is going to include an epic power shift, okay? An epic one because you are really getting ready to be at ground zero here or at your center point. And a lot of people have felt like they got there. You felt like you got there because you achieved a sense of balance with your feminine energy. Well, now you're going to have to achieve a sense of balance with your masculine energy. And so what is all of that about? What are the sensations you're feeling? Well, a lot of people have reported feeling vaguely suicidal feelings, suicidal thoughts, suicidal feelings. The good news is maybe you don't want to do it, but how do you get rid of it? You get rid of it through the body, and through the body that matters. The twin flame body that helps and assists and doesn't want any more of this. What about all the massive weeping? Massive weeping. You could walk into a room and you could feel the weeps, and you could just say to yourself, and could have someone else walk in the room and say, what is it? Oh God, nothing I do is ever right. It's just not that you're doing it wrong. I don't know what it is. I just feel like weeping. And you could have other people around you going, what is going on with you? Why are you seeming like you're losing your mind? And I say, lose your mind, because you're not crazy and you will need to know what to do. This massive weeping has a lot to do with the blood and the guts. And I mean quite literally your guts, your intestine, your blood, and all of the things that you may have participated in or been subjected to. These are part of why things go through a massive power shift. What are some of the physical sensations? Well, who is feeling the energy level drop? Who is feeling their energy levels? It's been pretty low, right? Low, you feel slow energy, you feel fed up, you feel disgusted, you have no vigor, you're disinterested. What do people do when they feel disinterested? They want to give up. But instead, I want you to understand this is something from the past. This has to do with a lot of bitterness and resentments, okay? This can be felt by the masculine, the anger. Oh, how did they dupe me yet again? Why do I feel taken advantage of? Why? I don't understand it. And he may do a slow burn and he may feel overloaded. But when he comes home to his family, what's going to happen? Well, therein lies some of the issues, because sometimes people take it out on those closest to them, and some people bottle it up. And again, we're talking about your guts, blood and guts. And I'm here to help you shift that phenomenally fast, like this. Because do you know what's going to happen over the next year? You're going to find that unless you learn about your body, unless you learn how to maintain, unless you get your channels open, so you have upper channels that help you to clear things very naturally. But unless you get those open, they can't work for you. Only you can do that. Okay, you can pray and you can plead for things to be taken off of you, but you yourself are the one with the new body template. And that's why this is so important, because you're doing this with your true love. You're not doing it with a collective. That's something that is sort of, I would say it's a little bit of a gray area in terms of when is the collective going to do this? When is the collective going to get over the collective suffering? It's already happening. The collective suffering happened eons ago. This is your point where you can individually get rid of your pain bodies, wherever that comes from. And pain is different for different people. Some people have a really high tolerance for it. Some people are vaguely uncomfortable. And I will tell you this, the more that you work with your own twin flame body, the more you're going to find out how uncomfortable things can really be, even if it's small, even if it's something that's relatively small, like your blood, okay? Some of you might need a good leeching. We're going to put some leeches on you and suck that out. They used to do that, but even that isn't going to help you light up your light body and continue with your activations, get your channels that reciprocate the love, not only across to each other, but above from each other too, okay? If you don't think that you have a connection above you, you're wrong. And this connection here that people have perceived from another dimension, another timeline, or even the fourth dimension, okay? And this is where a lot of people that read for others will sometimes kind of get it a little bit skewed. They may not be entirely wrong. They can sense this. They can sense, whoa, it's coming through, it's coming through. And then people say, well, where is it? 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 He's late. He hasn't picked up the phone. He's not doing this. He's not doing that. You know what you have to pick up? You have to pick up your light body and start getting with it. Because properly maintaining yourself means this. It means maintenance. It means avoiding things that would make you sick. What happens when people hold things in their guts? I think by now a lot of people can commonly agree that it burns a hole in your stomach. What does that mean? That means ulcers. What else can it mean? It can mean bowel issues. What does that mean? It means the colon. What else does it mean? It means staying stuck. Those things that people talk about being blocked, many times can be unblocked through the body. That is what I do. I do it live and in person at my studio here in Chicago. I do it over the internet with people, and I may make recommendations. Do you even know where some of these things are being held? Where is an energy like suicide, the feeling of suicide or feeling suicidal thoughts? Where is that held in the body? I know where it's held, and it's in several key places. And if you have that, it's time to reach out to me for some help, because we help cut through it. What I'm capable of doing is getting out the machete and cutting through some of the stuff so that you can get better in a much shorter time. How many years of therapy does it take people to do this? So if I were to give you an illustration, many times people will have things that help them, okay, but the help only goes so far, because what they're actually doing is managing it, okay? They're calming down symptoms, they're getting through, but people themselves will admit it's not fully gone. It kind of comes and goes. It simmers down, but it's still there. It's like I had a friend once who actually said to me, he goes, "What do you do with your rage monster?" And I was like, "Ooh, that's a good question. What do people do with their rage monsters? They keep it chained up inside." How many people do you know that have stuff on the inside? How can you see it? How can you sense it? And this is not a free-for-all. This is actually coming home to something entirely new. And if you are chasing its shadows, if you are chasing it ghosts, it's time to focus on you. And I get people to focus on themselves quite simply through the body, because your body is really what you're here for. Connecting your two bodies together is what comes next. And so that is not off the table. So what happens if you're disgusted and disinterested and you say, yeah, I don't think I want one of those? Because when you describe the really lovely things that happen, the high passion, the sensuality, people are like, ooh, I want what she's having, right? But when people talk about some of the other things that they go through, the purges and the clearing, people are like, oh yeah, I don't know what that has to do with love, but I don't think I want any. I'm here to help you cut through it and get through things as seamlessly as possible. So in order to do that, I have several things to help you with that. Right now, one of my webinars, which is a pre-recorded webinar it's called Jumping Lives, Jumping Timelines, jumping into your new lives and jumping timelines. There's quite a bit of information in here about the masculine and the new masculine, what the new masculine is. What is the new divine masculine? Okay, because a lot of people are looking around and saying, that's not it, that's not it, that's not it. He's not a thief, he's not a beggar, he's not a warrior, he's not a schlub, he's not any of those things. He's not a pushover, he's not someone who gets stabbed in the back. Okay, you might see that stuff. He's not some of the things that people are seeing where they're like, oh, I gotta keep holding out because he's in there somewhere. Yeah, he's coming and you gotta connect him. Okay, he's been coming and coming and coming, and guess what happens if you're zoned on the wrong person? He can't come in fully. And that is one of the things that is amazing about the body, is your body knows who you're connected to. And there are no mistakes being made on this journey. There is discernment, and you're not being tested. You're expected to know and feel things. And if you don't, you come to me to help get cleared so that you can start to feel and sense and know some things for yourself, because I'm all about empowering people. That is part of what the mantle I've taken on here is, to help people get up and running for next year, for 2020, okay? And I'm gonna make a little joke here. Hindsight is always 2020. And if you're looking backwards, you could see where you went wrong. I'm telling you, 2020 forward, you better start seeing now where this is going. And if you don't know, join my class, join my live webinar. It's on Friday, it's my evening, so that's 7 Central Time. That's the next morning, usually in Australia, India, So it would be a Saturday morning there. Asia, usually anywhere in Asia, like Japan. I don't think I get any views from China. China's pretty closed up. They have, they have like a lid over their internet. But I think some people do somehow. Okay, we won't worry about that. That'll all work its way out. Sunday, 9 a.m. my time. That's good for Europe, the UK, France, Greece, the Middle East, Israel, Africa, South America. If you're in Brazil, this is a good time that should be, a little bit later for you or your afternoon. Are you in Hawaii? Choose Friday night. So my classes are designed, this is what we do in the class. I open the floor for questions and answers. It's a safe environment. It's something where we joke, we laugh. There people share their stories. I know people have connected in there, so they've made a friend. I know that we do discuss some very personal things that might not feel safe on the Wild West of some forum, because forums sometimes are hardly too critical, and if there's something too personal, I'll reach out to you. I have a presentation which explains about the current energies, and I discuss energies coming up so that I open people's eyes and I help them to know, what to expect coming down the line. Because this is barreling along whether you like it or not. Only you can go, I think I need to, I don't know what I need, but I need something, right? A lot of us do that. I do it. What would you do if you feel this? Do you want to post some questions? You could send in some questions anonymously. Write me at twinflamesmerge@gmail.com. A lot of people are feeling this squeeze. The pressure is on, and there is a squeeze. You're feeling squeezed like a tube of toothpaste, okay? You're feeling like everything's going to just squish out of you. Someone is ringing you, and they want to get the last juice out of you. Why is that? Okay, you're in an absolute time compression for this epic power shift. So your timelines, you are actually jumping some timelines here. But find out about it in my webinar. This is actually jumping into your new lives and jumping timelines. The new masculine, how things are shifting, and what things mean. Now, you're feeling some of these oogie feelings, okay? You might not feel entirely sick, but you don't really feel 100% either. You're not sure what your next moves are. And what else would help you? Well, as you know, I have my store at twinflamebody.com. And there's two things. One is milk thistle, which I do have. This is an extra strength one. And one is black cohosh. This is good for both males and females. Black cohosh, milk thistle. And if you reach out to me, you can have one of my sessions and I will make a recommendation for you for what supplements will help you. But you need to know something about this. You have a body that's connected to another person, like it or not. That is why you of the elite are here watching some of this stuff, because you got snapped out of your slumber a little bit ahead of time on purpose. Other people are going to get snapped out of their slumber a few months down the line. You need to get up and running. Some people need to be up and running already for 2020. And in this sense, I am also teaching people to be a twin flame body practitioner so that you are ready in your community for the people who you would help. Because why? Okay, I'm seeing it already around me. I had 2 people in my family ask me for energy work. How's that for progress? Yes, it's true, because they're feeling it. Okay, I'm not hounding them, I'm not chasing them with it, and that's something to know. People are starting to get ready for the next things that will be helpful for them. You can learn a lot through my live webinar. If you want to find out how I operate and the things I talk about, because I don't do tarot anymore. I'm not against tarot. I was doing tarot when I was 12 years old. I'm all about the body. That is my niche. And people come to me specifically for that. The body, cutting through things, or a psyche body session. A psyche session so that you can get rid of the traumas, the phobias, the suicidal feelings, the blood and gut stuff. How would you get through it? Very quickly, actually. So something that might take you a year, and by no means do I mind other therapists, okay? If you go to another therapist, so be it. But do you want to go for years and years and years and years, or do you want to be in your union and kind of simplify your life? That's what I'm all about. I am the person that believes in finding the easy, maybe not the easiest, but the most expeditious way to cut through to get to a level of health and well-being and maintenance and love. Because after all, this is all about the love. If you think about some of the marriages you see around you, you might have a good example. But if as you're looking around, you're saying, oh, those people have adult children of alcoholics issues. Oh, that one has a narcissistic mother and like, yeah, they never really got proper nurturance. Oh, that one, oh, their father secretly works for the mob. Shh, don't say anything. We can't even mention it. And that one over there, okay, so how many healthy marriages are there? Okay, the unhealthiness is starting to snowball here. But in a way, this is one of those blessings in disguise where people will be able to shift the power, and not have certain power plays in their twin flame union. Those things just don't fly for twin flames. They just don't. It almost bounces off of you. Once your body, I mean, it sort of starts to be like the theater of the absurd. It really does. And so if you are sensing that your other half is coming in and coming through and trying to come through, and you're having some of these things, massive weeping, okay, that is one of the signs, though, that you're trying to unify. This is one of the signs, believe it or not, that you're trying to unify, and it's not to mess you up. Let's get rid of it. Let's get everybody healthy, because he may look like this up there, but maybe he looks like this down here, okay? His armor's on the outside. Up here, he doesn't need any armor, okay? He's got all his magic with him. He's got all his magic ready to land. Don't you want a nice soft landing? Of course you do. And so join me. The links are below. I know that a lot of people have watched about the body. I'm going to just show you some of the areas, okay? You have the guts, the intestines, queasiness, okay? How many people are feeling queasy, motion sick? You feel blah. You might even, if you've ever given birth, you might almost feel like postpartum depression. It's like weird. It's really odd. What is happening? Okay? You can feel it here. You can feel it here. You can feel it here. Your men are feeling it here. Okay? Everyone is not immune to this. I'm not immune to it. I go through it, and I get put through it really so that I can document it. I can get guidance on how to help, because that is what I do. That is my calling of the heart. Some of you need to get up and running so that you can do real estate and be a pilot or whatever it is that you love doing. And that's what I'm here for. So I hope to see you there in my class, or have a session with me, and check out my webinar. This is good stuff. It is actually something that is very, very pertinent for this time. So thanks so much for watching. Write me if you have questions, twinflamesmerge@gmail.com. Bye.